Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today's topic is going to be focus on the inputs, not the outcomes. All right, I'll explain what that means in a minute. Let's take a couple of nice relaxing breaths. Breathe in the clarity, exhale the doubt. Breathe in the peace, exhale the chaos or inner chaos. Breathe in the bravery, exhale the weakness and the fear. So focus on the inputs, not the outcomes. So I'm talking about this recovery process from PDP, perceived danger pain, TMS, right? The mind-body syndrome. We've heard a lot of people in this community saying, "Oh, be outcome independent," right? And that's really, it's really very accurate. But I just want to clarify how we can understand that better. Because if you're doing any of the, TMS recommended practices, we're doing it for an outcome because we want to get pain-free or symptom-free and feel well and get healthy, right? So it's very easy to focus on the outcome, focus on the outcome, focus on the outcome. But we can't really control the outcome, right? The symptoms are controlled by the subconscious mind, not our conscious mind, right? So we can't control that. So we've got to kind of let that go and just focus on the inputs into the recovery process. The analogy I want to use is, let's say you want to get fit, a little bit more muscular. So typically that requires doing some exercise, possibly lifting some weights. And I know sometimes, after you're done lifting weights, you kind of look in the mirror and be like, hey, how are my muscles? But we can't control that. The only thing we can do is control the inputs, which is, am I exercising regularly? Am I doing the right exercises? Am I doing enough of them? Am I pushing myself a little bit to break down some muscle so it can regrow and, get stronger and a little bit larger? We cannot control the outputs. And so I think what ends up happening in the TMS space, we spend so much time monitoring, measuring, trying to figure out, where we're at with the pain, what caused what, and this and that. And we're missing the fact that focusing on the outcome is distracting us from taking the appropriate steps on the inputs, the input into the recovery process. So for the gym example, just make sure you're exercising regularly, you're stretching yourself, you're straining the muscles a little bit so they can rebuild and get stronger. That's what you can control. Over time, your muscles will get stronger, more firm, fit, grow, all that stuff. You can't control the outcome, just the inputs. And by controlling the inputs, you're massively influencing the outcome, right? So as it relates to TMS, stop measuring your pains or symptoms. Stop monitoring them. If you track them in a journal or a piece of paper or a notebook, why? That's not going to necessarily help you, right? In the fitness example, if you're going to track your food input, what am I eating on a regular basis? That may be useful. But if all you're doing is eating whatever the heck you want, exercising only when you feel like it, which is almost never, because I don't know too many people who feel like exercising, but people often commit to it and do it on a regular basis because they've made that decision and commitment to themselves. But if you're just exercising whenever you feel like it and you're just eating whatever you want, why bother tracking your muscle size and measurements of your arms, legs, chest, whatever? Measure the inputs, if anything. But even in the TMS space, I don't know that we need to do that, right? I think it's really important to have consistent messages of clarity and safety. Clarity being the key foundational thing, because if you don't know if what you're dealing with is TMS or perceived danger pain, then it's really hard to teach your brain to shut it off, right? So go back to the Getting Started page at painfreeyou.com. Just look through the menus for Get Help, then Getting Started page. That will give you the pain test and the FIT assessment. And if you don't have pain, you've got other symptoms, just in the test, replace the word pain with whatever symptom you're dealing with. It will still give you an idea as to what's going on. So control the inputs. Focus on the inputs, which is, am I working on getting the right mindset? Am I ensuring that I have the clarity and making the clarity the dominant thought instead of the worry and doubt and fear and catastrophic thinking? Control the inputs, right? I would say, trying to say, well, I understand TMS, but I'm freaking out all day long, is like maybe going to the gym, but eating the worst junk food all day long. If we're thinking about thoughts, you may say, but I'm telling myself all the time that I'm safe. But yet every time that I notice the symptoms or they spike up a little bit, I freak out. You're not being consistent. The outcome will take care of itself when you focus on the inputs and being very consistent with it and providing the inputs that lead us to recovery. The inputs are clarity, absolute certainty that I absolutely know what this TMS perceived danger pain is. I absolutely know with certainty that that's what's going on for me. And then make sure that your dominant thought far outweighs the fear and the what ifs, right? If the fear and what ifs are way up here and the clarity is like a little bit down here, change the ratio. Bring the fear and catastrophic thoughts down by raising the dominant thought of clarity, calm, consistent messages of safety, calm reassurance. Control the inputs. Focus on the inputs. The outcomes will take care of themselves. So I'm going to wrap it up with that. I hope that makes sense. Maybe that gives you a little bit of a shift as to where you should be focusing. Because if all day long you're walking around going, how's my pain? How's my symptoms? How are my symptoms? How's my pain? You're focused on the outcome. And very little at that point, because you're so, I guess, consumed by the symptoms and where they are and how they feel, that you're losing focus of what's within your control, which is the inputs. Am I being clear, calm, confident? Am I consistently reminding myself I'm safe? Not only by saying I'm safe, because that doesn't work. There's a video, Consistent Messages of Safety. Look for it, search for it. You can search on my Pain for You page or group in Facebook. Go to the YouTube channel, dansyoutube.com, and hit the search magnifying glass and search for Consistent Messages of Safety. And you'll see a whole bunch of examples. It's way more than just the things we say to ourselves. You got to do more than that. We want to show the brain that we're safe with a bunch of different things. Thinking, acting, and behaving as if we're actually safe. So focus on controlling the inputs into your recovery and let the outcome happen when it happens. And that will happen once you've successfully neutralized the fear with the accurate knowledge of what's going on. So I appreciate everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. And I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Love you.